Hello, everyone. I'm Gigi, and I'm grateful to be speaking with you today. We're going to explore something incredibly important in your healing process, building a support network that truly nurtures you as you move through grief and toward a renewed sense of hope. Grief is an isolating experience. There are days when you feel misunderstood, exhausted, or overwhelmed by the kindness of friends and family who, while well-meaning, just don't quite know what you're going through. If you've ever felt this way, know that you're not alone. Today, I want us to dive into how you can find, cultivate, and lean on the relationships that will genuinely support you on your healing journey. Let's start by defining what real support looks like when you're navigating the pain of widowhood. True support isn't simply someone telling you, "I'm here for you if you need anything." Though it's a kind gesture, it's often not enough. Real support means understanding that grief has no timeline. It ebbs and it flows. Some days are better than others, and that's okay. They need to acknowledge that your needs will change. What feels helpful today may not be the same tomorrow. Your support needs to be there without needing to fix you. Sometimes the most healing thing someone can do is just sit beside you in silence, just simply sharing your space. Real support also means having people who will keep your spouse's memory alive. People who will say their name, remember important dates, and understand that grief doesn't disappear after just a few months. It's ongoing. It shows up in unexpected ways, like on holidays, anniversaries, or even just a regular Tuesday. Grief can look different on any given day. Some days you might feel like you're drowning in sadness, while on others you might find yourself smiling at a memory or laughing at something unexpected. That's all part of the process. It's okay to feel moments of joy and still be grieving. They can exist side by side. Now we're going to identify your support network. I want you to think about the people that are currently in your life. Let's sort them into 3 broad categories. So number 1, we have the comforters. These are the people who truly understand grief. They don't try to fix it or rush it. They sit with you, they listen, and they understand that sometimes silence is the most healing thing. These might be other widows or people who've experienced deep loss themselves. Number 2, we have the encouragers. These individuals gently push you forward when you're ready. They believe in your strength and they'll remind you of it. They invite you to coffee, celebrate your little wins, and help you find moments of light even on your darkest days. Then we have number 3, the practical helpers. These are the doers. They might not always know the right words to say, but they'll show up with food, help with paperwork, or just take on some of those overwhelming tasks that you need to get done. They're the ones who make life feel a little bit more manageable. Now, keep in mind that not everyone will fit perfectly into these categories, and that's fine. Some people may not know how to support you, and others might be dealing with their own struggles. It's important to recognize who can truly support you right now and lean on them for what you need. Now let's talk about nurturing that support network. Once you've identified those key people, it's time to nurture those relationships. I know it can feel like you're the one who needs all the help, but remember, relationships are two-way streets. Even in grief, we can give back, even if it's just in small ways. Start with simple gestures. Send a message to someone who's been there for you and thank them. Share a story about your spouse with someone who remembers them. Ask someone about their life and show interest in their well-being. It might feel hard to reach out, but sometimes showing that you care about others helps you feel connected to the world again. Also, be honest about your needs. If you need someone to listen, ask them for that. If you need practical help, don't be afraid to be specific. People want to help, but they don't always know how. It's also important to set boundaries. If someone's way of supporting you isn't helpful, you can kindly redirect them. A simple, "I really appreciate your desire to help, but right now, what would be most helpful is," then you would let them know what would genuinely help you. Communication is key. Remember, your friends are not mind readers, and you can't read their mind either. So just be honest and be genuine. Next, we want to look into celebrating the strength and vulnerability. I know it can be hard to open up about your grief, but remember, vulnerability is a form of strength. When you allow yourself to truly be seen, whether it's in your tears, your silence, or your words, you give others the opportunity to step in and support you, and you inspire them to be more vulnerable with you as well. This deepens relationships in a way that nothing else can. Next, let's talk about building new connections. While your existing support system is vital, you might also find it helpful to connect with others who truly understand what you're going through. Joining a widow support group, like this one, is incredibly valuable. These groups provide a sense of shared understanding that can be healing in itself. Therapists and grief counselors can also offer invaluable support. It's not a sign of weakness to seek professional help. It's a tool for healing and growth. If and when you feel ready, activities like volunteering or joining new groups that align with your interest can introduce you to new people who may become a part of your support network. Now we need to recognize unsupportive patterns. Sometimes the people around us may unintentionally hinder our healing, or they might do it intentionally. You never know. You might encounter people who rush your grief, telling you to move on, or he wouldn't want you to be sad, or it's not that big a deal. They try to make your grief about them, comparing your pain to their own. Avoid mentioning your spouse altogether, as if they never existed. Offer unsolicited advice, like start dating again, or make a big life change. Or maybe they only reach out to you when they need something without checking on you. It's okay to limit your emotional investment in these relationships. You don't have to cut people off, but it's important that you protect your energy and prioritize those who genuinely support your healing. I encourage you to create what I like to call a support plan. It's not formal or complicated. It's simply being intentional about who you turn to for different needs. Who can you call when you're feeling overwhelmed? Who will listen to you when you want to talk about your spouse? Who can help you with practical tasks when things start to feel like they're building up and becoming too much? Having a mental map of your support system can make it easier to reach out when you need it. Thinking about the types of supporters, the comforters, the encouragers, and the helpers will allow you to figure out the best person to reach out to. As you continue to build your support network, remember, this isn't about replacing your spouse or even filling a void. It's about building a foundation of support for your healing and growth. Your needs will change over time. What you need today will look different in 6 months or even 5 years. You need to be kind and patient with yourself as you navigate these changes, and don't hesitate to communicate your needs with your support network. In time, the heaviness of grief will soften, and you'll begin to discover new strengths within yourself. There will be a moment when you realize that you're not just surviving anymore, but thriving again, just in a new way. You might not be able to see the future now, and that's fine. But trust it's waiting for you, and with the right support, you'll get there, one step at a time. Please remember, you deserve to be supported, understood, and loved throughout this journey. It's not selfish to seek out the support you need. It's a vital part of your healing. Your spouse would want you to have people around you who care about you, and it's okay to invite those people into your life as you move forward. Before we finish, I'd like you to take a moment and think about one person who has been the most supportive to you in this journey. Hold them and picture them in your mind and silently thank them for the role that they've played in your healing. And then think of one small way you could reach out and offer support to them in return. This simple act of reciprocity will nurture you and that relationship. Thanks for listening.